This is Kevin Mayo, and today we're drinking Trapp Vienna Lager. Van Trapp Family Lodge up in Stowe, Vermont. After the family left Austria during the Nazi times of World War II, they settled in Vermont. And one of the sons, probably a grandson I guess at this point, started a small brewery doing Pilsners and Lagers, probably about 6 years ago now. And they took off, and they're one of the few breweries doing it out there, so they really took off, and now they've got a 50,000 barrel facility, so we can find the beer all over New England. I'm down in Connecticut. We can find the beer all over New England, and I believe into even New York and maybe New Jersey. Vienna style lager's most famous proponent is Boston Lager, is a Vienna style. It tends to be a little sweeter than a typical lager, and a little darker, and it has a little trick to the brewing process, a decoction, which I am not going to get into because I am not a brewer and I am not an expert on it. We do have a Pilsner glass. We'll go ahead and give it a pour. As always, if you like the reviews, please subscribe. We're always looking for new friends. And go ahead and leave comments because we love talking about beer. So I did a rather unaggressive pour. I had a little bit more headroom on it than I thought. It is a beautiful looking beer. A dark yellow, probably, yeah, just about a finger of just slightly off-white head, slightly hazy, fair amount of bubbles streaming up through it. Just a beautiful looking beer. I mean, if you wanted to put beer in a dictionary or in an encyclopedia, if anybody can remember encyclopedias, that's the picture you would put, that beer right there. Let's do the aroma. So you get the Pilsner malt, obviously, but so you get that real saltine, bready, cracker, white bread. Just a hint of like floral hops. I can't even put my finger on it what it is, but just that little bit of hint of something sweet and floral. And a touch of a little touch of cut grass, fresh cut grass. This is my first beer. You'd think I could speak English at this point. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. Really refreshing, crisp. I intentionally drank it cold. Unlike most of the craft beers, we always think of lagers and Pilsners, and drinking them really ice cold. I just took it out of the fridge. I didn't let it warm up. So it's got that crisp, satiating, at the end of a long day, really just hits the spot kind of sweetness. I'm having a tough day here. So, again, much like the aroma, you get a little bit bready, saltini cracker. You get a little bitterness at the end to take that sweetness away. You don't get, like the macro lagers, you don't really get any of the corn syrup, corn sweetness. You don't really pick up any of that. So it's crisp, bitterness at the end, a little bit of malty breadiness up front. A hint of that cut grass, and maybe just a little bit of a spice in there, a little bit of a little bit of pepper. This is actually really, really good. I could drink, and I don't drink very many Pilsners lagers anymore, and I kind of lump the two together, even though I know that technically they're separate. But I could drink this all day long. This is really a good beer. Kind of the beer I was brought up on, but with more flavor. The guys that follow me all the time know I grew up on Narragansett, macro lager. We had Budweiser, we had Miller, we had Schlitz. I mean, that's what we grew up on. That was all we had, and it was a pale comparison to this beer. I'm really, really digging this beer. It's got none of the other stuff that I usually talk about. Dark fruits and florals and pine and none of that stuff. It just tastes like beer. So, I'm giving this baby an A. Give this one a 92 out of 100. Till next time, keep drinking.